I hunched over the radio, scanning the frequencies for any sign of life. The static was endless. A cacophony of white noise that threatened to consume me whole. And then, a voice, faint but unmistakable, calling out for help. The coordinates didn't make sense. A jumbled mess of numbers and letters that defied all logic. I tried to respond, to offer some semblance of aid. But the voice just kept screaming. The sound echoing in my mind long after the signal faded. It wasn't until I heard my own name, spoken in a voice that was unmistakably mine, that I felt the first twinges of fear. The voice was me, but not me. A future self screaming for help from a place that didn't exist. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease, telling myself it was just a prank, a clever trickster playing on my nerves. But the voice lingered, echoing in my mind, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being pulled towards something sinister. The days blurred together, a never-ending cycle of scanning the frequencies, waiting for the voice to return. And then, it did. The scream piercing the air, leaving me breathless and shaken. I started to experience strange visions. Glimpses of a future that was both familiar and yet utterly alien. I saw myself standing in a desolate landscape, the voice screaming in my ear. As I stared out at a world that was no longer my own, the voice grew louder, more insistent, and I felt myself being pulled towards the coordinates, towards the source of the signal. I knew I had to resist, but my feet seemed to move of their own accord, carrying me towards a fate that was both terrifying and inescapable. I stumbled upon an old, abandoned radio station, the equipment still intact, the air thick with the scent of decay. And then, I saw it, a recording device, a message scrawled on the wall, in my own handwriting. "They're coming for you." As I stood there, frozen in horror, the voice stopped screaming, the signal fading into silence. And then, I heard my own voice, whispering in my ear, "It's too late." As the darkness closed in, and everything went black,